Alright guys, welcome to this awesome part where you're going to be deciding what niche you are going to sell your product in. So like I used to tell people, it's not every niche that is profitable, even if it's a digital product and it's not a physical product. And for this case we are doing digital product, not every niche is profitable. There are some niche that over time it dies. All right, so choosing your digital product niche. How do you choose a niche that people are already spending money on, not the one that people hope that they will? When I say people are already spending money on, I mean when people get to see it, they can't but drop their money to buy. All right, so the biggest mistake most beginners do is when they choose a niche, they choose it based on passion alone. Oh no, it's because I love reading, that's why I want to go to the reading niche. I'm going to create a program, or I'm going to create a course helping people to know how to read better and all of that, right? And professionals, they do what? They choose market with existing demand. Okay, there's already a existing demand for this thing, so if I create a digital product around it, it's going to do well. A niche should solve a problem, all right, a very painful problem. And I'm going to be giving you guys in this section some evergreen niche you can always get started with. And just in case you are someone that, oh, you don't want to create your own digital product yourself, you just need someone else's product to promote so that you get certain commission, then I'm going to give you some list of products you can promote, right? It can either be mid-ticket or high-ticket product, and you guys know that if you're entered of this program, I have some already made products that you can promote with certain commission. But if you want to promote my high-ticket product, you're going to be paying 60,000, because you learning how to sell digital product for normal pricing of product is different from you learning how to sell high ticket product. And when I say high ticket product, I'm talking about products that ranges from 200,000 upward to 1 million to 500,000. And in case you guys do not know, people willingly pay for digital products at that price and even more. All right, so a niche should solve a painful problem, like I've said. It can be expensive or an urgent problem. Some people now, they are maybe women that just give birth, and then for some weird reasons, or natural reasons rather, they tend to have bigger tummy. So there are some women that are genuinely looking for solution to having flatter tummy postpartum, right? So if they see that, oh, you have a program that teaches women how to get back in shape after giving birth to 4 or 5 children, women will be willing to give you their 50,000 naira or their 60,000 naira or even their 40,000 naira to learn what to do to actually solve this problem. Do you understand? So you never create like demand, you enter existing demand. Do you get the concept? So moving forward, what makes a profitable niche? A profitable niche has 4 characteristics, all right? The first one is a clear problem, and I already give instance of women postpartum trying to get back in shape. Some can be women battling with what do I say? Maybe women battling with hair on their facial hair on their face, maybe because they have PCOS or anything of such. It could be men struggling with confidence. There are different varieties of niches of problem that already existed. So you need to have a clear problem, right? A niche, a profitable niche needs to have a clear problem. People need to be actively spending money to solve that problem. For instance, now, when I don't know if some of you guys know that I have a drop shipping program that teaches you how to sell to the international market, right? So when I came into drop shipping and all of that many years ago, it was very difficult for us as Africans to receive payment from international markets because we don't have Stripe. As a Nigerian, you can't have Stripe except if you have a registered business. So I decided that, oh, this is a very big problem. Many Nigerians that are trying to expand to the global market are looking for solutions to get payment. That was why I created a brand called Femnex that help people to register their business in the United States. And if you have your business registered in the United States, automatically you have access to Stripe. So you want to check that, oh, this is a big problem for this certain this certain audience of people, and if I bring a solution, people will be willing to drop their money, pay, and get solutions to their problem. And people are actively spending money to solve that problem. Now the problem needs to occur repeatedly. Well, this might not be a should I say a major characteristics, but if you have a problem that occurs repeatedly, it is like subscription based. For instance, data, that is a niche that's very good because it's called passive income. For instance, data now, if your data data gets exhausted, you're obviously going to buy another one, right? But that is not a major characteristic, like I said. All right, so we can scrap that, or we can also put it in consideration. Another one is you have to deliver a measurable transformation. You're not just collecting these people money because you feel like, oh, let me just create a digital product and sell to people and make money. Your idea should not just be, let me make money out of people. You want to make sure that whatever you're teaching them, they are actually getting their benefits from it. They're actually getting the value of what they paid from it. So let's get started, right? So for a good niche, you need to help. For instance, can be help graduates land remote jobs. Is a good niche. A bad niche can just be like motivation. Oh, I made 500,000 today, this and that. Do you understand? You want to make sure that you're able to help people with whatever niche you go into. Now, moving forward, I said that I was going to tell you guys 5 evergreen markets that you can always tap into. The number one market that is always evergreen is money, because people are looking for ways to make money. It is a major problem, international problem, not just in Nigeria. People abroad are looking for ways to make more money. So a niche that is always evergreen in the digital marketing space is what is money. People are always looking for money. People are always looking for ways to make money. So if you decide that, oh, some stuffs about maybe fashion designing and how you can get into fashion designing and be profitable and all of that, you can decide to create a niche around it. You can decide to create a digital marketing product around it and sell. So money will always be how to make money. It's called MMO. I don't know if you have ever heard about it before, which is make money online, right? So that niche is always going to do well. Number 2 niche is health. In case you don't know, people take their health seriously. And that's why you come online and you see people are searching for, how to stop snoring, right? It's health based. Or how to have a flatter tummy. That is them taking their health serious. It's also a evergreen market. People are always going to buy from the health niche. Another niche that you might even look down on is the relationship niche. This might sound very weird, right? But I know a friend that's in the relationship niche and she was able to do over $10,000 in sales. What was she selling? She was selling a coaching program on how to land men that are ready to like pay you money, just like for being in a relationship with her and all of that. It's a very red niche to me, though, but people can pay for anything around that niche. The relationship niche, you can see even different type of niches, like, oh, how to make sure your husband do not cheat on you, how to make sure your wife is not cheating. Different weird topics on those niches that can always do well when you decide to monetize it. Another one is career, right? You can always explore. Me, I don't know if there's any time at all that I will not look forward to see people that are in different niches that you can even easily explore. Another one is lifestyle. So these 5 evergreen markets, they will always sell. This market survive trends because people will always want more income. People will always want better health. People want stronger relationship. People will always want career growth and an improved lifestyle. Now, there is a difference between passion and demand, right? So I used to tell people, sometimes if you're selling a digital product, you can decide to go for your passion and you can decide to go for your demand. But one thing I'll tell you, if you are going for passion, you'll stay long in it enough to scale so well. But if you are just going into a digital product need because, oh, you need to make money, you'll make money for that certain time, but you might be bored because it's not something you're passionate about. So that I used to tell people that, oh, if you're going to sell anything online, make sure it's something you're passionate about. If you want quick money, you can always go for what the demand, right? So the ideal business sits where your knowledge overlaps with a market already buying solution. Now, how do you validate a niche? Right? You have to do your research. How many people are actually actively searching for this on Google? Check TikTok. How many people are actually talking about these topics? Right? Study YouTube channel with consistent views. How many people are curious about solutions to this? Read comments on social media platforms. See what people are saying. Join Facebook groups. Look for repeated question and reoccurring frustration in that niche. Today, I was speaking to somebody that got into this program, right? And told me that it was going to launch out his first product. I was like, oh, let me see your sales page. You guys are still going to understand what sales page means over time, right? And I discovered that he was selling a guide on how to overcome fibroid for women that already have fibroid. Okay, how do they get rid of it and all of that? That is a niche that people are actively searching solution for, because this, it might look as if I've been talking about women. Men also has their own niches, right? Because I know that my students are not just women; they are women and men. There are men that are actively looking for how to be confident, how to appear confident, how to dress smarter, and all of that. So there are different niches you can always explore. So for you to validate, you need to do the research. You need to check what people are saying. You need to check YouTube, check Facebook, check Instagram, see what everybody are talking, and constantly, should I say, showing their frustration on a repeated question, and look for how you can tap into that market and dominate it. Like I said, I discovered that most Nigerians cannot receive payment from different parts of the world if they decide to sell their e-com product to those parts. And I created a solution to it. And you easily dominate it. Alright, so how to know people would actually pay? People pay when there is urgency, when the expensive is ignored, when they feel emotional about it. Imagine someone that have been, maybe before she had a very snatched body, and then people are always hyping her up that, oh, you look good and all of that. And because she has given birth to 2 or 3 children now, she's no longer in shape. In fact, she has gotten very fat. She has gotten very, do you understand the concept? She's emotionally driven that, oh, I need to find a solution. I need to get back my spark. All right, so that is emotions as well. And make sure it's time. People will also pay if something is time consuming for them and they want something that will solve that problem, that will not take so much of their time. So the bigger the pain, the easier the sale. Now, if you already have a skill, right, you don't need to start over again. You have to list your existing skill, identify who benefits from the skill. Don't worry, I'm going to give you guys some, how do I put it, some ideas, right? Regardless of the niche. If I did not touch your niche, you can come back to me or the private community and say, oh, Faithom, I'm in this particular niche. You did not tell us what to do or what we can sell. All right, so, but the ones I can remember, I'm going to give it inside of this choosing of your niche. All right, so you have to package your knowledge into a course, a template, a coaching or membership program, or a toolkit. Now, you guys already know that this one right now is called a course because it's a series of videos where you watch and learn. It could be a template. Templates can be PDF that you can just copy and paste, right? So you can also sell like in form of a template. You can sell in form of like a coaching, maybe one-on-one coaching, where when they pay you, you give them time that you'll be available. Both of you will be available, and you teach them whatever it is they want to learn. Do you understand? So moving forward, there is also membership. There are people that pay for membership. You can decide that, okay, for your students, you're going to be collecting monthly payment from them of 15,000 naira for ongoing support, ongoing guidance, and all of that. All right, so that is that all about that. So now we have our assignment. The first assignment, you are going to choose 3 niches ideas, right? When you choose these 3 niches ideas, you are going to research 10 competitors. Write the 10 problem customers complain about in those niches. Then you are going to decide the transformation you will help people achieve. When you are done with this assignment, you can now come to the next module, with one of the validated niche. So that will be all for this particular one. So the next module, I'm going to be giving different niches, right? And different, how do I put it? I'm going to be giving like different niches, right? And different product I can sell in that niche. If I did not mention your niche, you can always come to support group and say, oh, you're confused, you're in this particular niche, or you want to try this particular niche. What can you sell in that niche? And then we'll see how members in the team can actually help you and give you a suggestion of what you can sell. So that being said, see you in the next lesson.